quorum right now, so we gotta.
No, we got permission not to take our meetings.
Well, we can, but we don't have to.
I think we should.
Because Parks and Rec
More
does it.
comfortable, you're welcome. I think we should, because we.
Over there?
Yeah,
There'll be plenty of voting.
yeah, I think we should.
I don't care, I'm just
Whatever.
talking to these three and you, so whatever.
But even if it was someone new, they wouldn't have.
Okay, no, well, if you sit here, if he sits here, though, he can kind of see what we're doing a little bit. And he can still be seen by the camera.
Or we can all sit there, right?
We could
We could all sit there and
There's empty space over there and.
Okay, I'm happy,
But then we
know,
don't see what
Do you
you're
guys-
showing us.
the situation doesn't improve with my face in the camera, so
Okay, so
Okay, I guess we're ready.
Okay,
we're ready?
you're all set.
We're gonna open the meeting.
Yep. Good morning, everyone. Today is May 13th, 2026, and this is the meeting of the Norfolk Design Review Committee. First on the agenda is a discussion about the municipal sign placement. Welcome. Andrew from Expose Signs.
thank you for having me, thank you on board. So. I have, for Brookwood here, where we were previously in the fall, I have not seen any feedback since then to make any revisions, but hoping that we can. Get to some of that today, and so that we can bring it closer to final submittals to you all. We do have photos of all the existing sites, and everything in this is to scale. I know there was some questions about whether we needed to like get spacing but. If you need, these are dialed in, but if you have other sites that you'd rather see in your rendering or locations that you felt were better. Just let me know, and I will take 5 shots on my way out of here, and we can update those the layouts to show the locations.
Okay,
Um,
we have actually done our locations.
okay,
We have I brought one photograph from the library. Which will give you an indication of what we're looking to do. And going, since I'm just gonna take over since I'm the artist in residence here. So in the case of that being in front of the library where it's located, there right now is a cement pad, so to speak. To the west side of the front of the property. That also goes with the ramp that goes down in the back.
yep,
That cement area is going to be broken up. And that sign is going to be placed. A little bit, I don't know, how much do you think far back? It would at least be,
Didn't we measure it? Scott on the measurement?
Scott does have the measurements on those. But,
Because there's a fire extinguisher there and a water line, so it has
Right.
to go in. But
But-
not too far.
he's done it.
okay, isn't there a tree kind of right here?
No, that's Millie's driveway you're looking at right now.
That's Millie's driveway right there,
Yeah.
okay,
You do have, that's an AI picture, so you never know when it's the weeds.
Yeah.
But if you look at the existing. It's past the tree on the cement, there's a concrete pad,
oh, okay, so the tree.
the tree will
is-
stay.
The tree,
Yeah, that's
so that was like there, cause isn't. I was looking at that tree
Yeah,
right there.
so, no, there's no tree because there's a driveway and there's the walk. You're
Okay, so
looking at-
we're going in that space
where the concrete is now.
where the concrete pad is now.
Yeah,
So it would be on the other side of that tree.
Yes,
yes.
and Scott's breaking up the concrete pad.
So if I were to draw it for you here. See the little bit
Yeah.
of,
Okay,
now, we do have a picture of it. A little bit more full, so you can see that. Cause I'm pretty sure we had a couple of pictures of the library where it was gonna be, cause the guys were standing there holding it.
And Scott did measure the exact location where it's gonna go.
Yeah, it was 7 feet in, and 7 feet in and 7 feet over,
Yeah.
so. But I think what we're gonna do today is let you, there was a lot of things that changed from what we put in the specs to what you produced.
yeah,
Most of it too is the height, these are not tall signs, there's not the height like the senior center. These are lower,
okay,
so if you notice, I don't know if it looks like it here, but it's a lower sign. It
Okay.
looks more like the signs that you see in, I use South Pro as a sample.
Okay,
And
So
Scott had those sites too, right?
we all had them written down.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, trying to get everything put together, I put another sheet of kind of the specs, but those heights, I didn't get written down and put on here.
oh, Scott said,
But
you know,
basically, the theme was, what,
Around 30
27
inches.
inches? They're about 30 inches to the bottom of the sign, but the library is a little taller because it has that hanging
Yeah,
sign.
I'm hanging. But we will get.
so you want 30 inches to the bottom of that rider, probably, is that what you're saying?
No,
the bottom of the.
not the
street
rider, no,
library.
because the rider's gonna drop it down a little bit. The 28 at the,
So that we have 30, on this line, and I'm not saying this is, I'm just trying to make notes here, so we have 34 inches to the bottom of the rider, you want that, you want 30 inches to the bottom of the free side.
right,
Okay.
right, so that 2 to 4 inches is gonna be lower.
Okay,
It won't go up, it'll go down for the bottom of the sign. So
okay,
it's just the main sign that we have the bottom off,
sure,
where the
Uh,
library is different.
so that is gonna be.
So he's talking about library, you said the right.
Well, this is when we were standing there,
Right,
this
that's
right
library.
here. This is the point of all of the sign being equal. This is going to be coming down lower. Because if we were to add, the 2 to 6 inches here, all the other signs would be taller. And we don't want that.
Okay.
We want them all relatively the same height, like a fence.
We'll give her Scott Charpentier's email, because he had a quick email that listed them all.
Okay.
That we
So- So what we're gonna do, and I think it's going to be helpful today is, this is what I'm gonna give you, I just need PMS code, and you brought a PMS card?
I brought every chart on and,
I used to have them, but they're so dated in mine.
yep,
But this was some of the things that we went through,
okay,
and this is all, and if you want, you could make copies of it if you want, Abby. So that's the signage as it's spaced out, and I can give that to you in an AI or in a,
AI and PDF
PDF.
would be perfect,
okay, so it doesn't move.
yep,
All of the letters pretty much for each one of these locations are set in the same spacing and the same height.
okay,
And that way you won't have to worry about trying to, but I've written the font down or something else if for some reason. You know, the computer changes it sometimes and it doesn't carry the same font, so in a PDF it won't do that.
yeah,
So you prefer it in PDF.
Do you want me to send you this email?
sure, that would be lovely.
Scott Charpentier, he had all the signs and the dimensions.
So it should be under Andy at Expose Science. Populates.
Did you send me?
Yeah, I think I did send it to them, but I will. It is.
Can I ask why are we going to a white background?
We always were.
We always were,
Well, he means different from the other
from
signs.
all the other signs in town.
Yeah, we wanted a different.
Yeah, we wanted to differentiate municipal buildings versus other.
Components.
Right, so that's the parts that we left, we didn't want to try to change everything because we've already done so many of the signs. But the red look wasn't what we were looking for, we wanted to make a clean break in design. And the harder thing is that sometimes when specs are written, it isn't necessarily written specifically where it said white background. I did look at the quote going out. And
I don't care, I was just wondering why, the town had already. Had a brand kind of component, so I just personal,
I know the school
like
is different.
education of why we would,
change.
why you're
Yeah.
thinking
Well, the
that.
senior center is different, so it's the official Parks and Rec. And
The recs are red,
And enter
the
the
entrances are red,
yeah,
but the schools are different.
yeah,
Basically, it was one from the PC school that really was the newest one. That
Okay.
was the catalyst for going this way. And we passed it around, we sent it to the different places that would have it, the police department, library, and so everybody's enjoying the new look. So,
This passed around between two different committees too, so.
yeah,
Could I get a copy of this?
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, and the library already, everybody, the police already agreed, the library, yeah.
I'm down, I was just curious, because,
yes, you can,
I
and you can probably do that in this too,
the color,
okay.
What are the colors, the parks all maroon?
the burgundy, the maroon and gold with the, you know, high school colors or whatever, but were default, town colors, but, you know,
Well, that was.
you know,
So that's probably why there was so much change, like it gave us 3 different iterations of the police alone.
yeah.
And so I was like, I wonder why that happened, because I thought the specs were pretty clear when he put in the RFP.
Yeah, no,
Because
there
he
was
had
some
to
discussion
sign.
of whether the police should be illuminated or not and things like that, so that
Yeah.
was after the award, so. Whether there was a,
So this
whether
is
that
now.
should be.
It's, outside, it was never illuminated, it was.
It is illuminated.
No, the
It's
existing,
on. Say again,
the
the
existing.
existing ones are, yes, but we were getting away from that because the illuminated signs are one of the things that
Yep,
we're not, pushing forward anymore.
yes.
So,
They will,
They
will be lit, I mean. from-
Yeah.
Yeah, they're exterior, not
Right.
interior, yeah, but the police sign and the town hall were internally, but I
I
think
guess we.
I knew the town hall wasn't going to be that, there was just some discussion whether the police
signs.
could be illuminated or not.
yeah, well, it will have
Yeah, brown
outside
lighting, stuff like that.
yes, yeah,
And I know we had at one point given Scott costs to carry the electrical in this, I brought an electrician in and we went to all the sites and we did that, but I don't know if that's still part of our.
that again, with
Yes,
Scott, I
I
think,
don't know who he's using for the electrical, but
Yeah.
it is.
He was using it, but
Okay.
but I don't
Yeah, I said, I don't
know
know if he had.
if he wants to break that out as a separate,
The
because we
only
didn't
one,
have all those signs in
the
the.
library was
Right.
the exception.
yeah,
That's
you have
gonna
to
be-
read.
So I can go talk with him about how he wants to logistically, but we went and looked at what it takes to bring the power into all those locations and the kind of fixtures, we suggested fixtures and stuff like that.
Yeah, the library's gonna
Yeah.
get the solar battery,
No, I didn't,
No way.
no, we didn't agree to that, they've asked for it,
they asked for it.
but we didn't agree to that because of the cost factor, we're not sure.
They're $200.
The solar, I mean, people ask us daily for a solar fixture and they're just wimpy. And you just can't rely on them as a definitive thing. So if you want to illuminate something in this area at this point in time, because the solar panel that are required for like a significant.
Oh, I
illumination-
expect them out of it. They have, overnight capacity. I mean, we shut them off at 9, but it seemed like it was well within the range.
It's just looms, output and things like that. I'll do whatever, if you guys want the fixture.
I'll send Scott the
Fixture you
specs.
guys put in or take it out of the package. I don't have to do anything with it.
Because
But we do it all the time, and if it's like a police station or
Oh,
a
yeah,
town
a
hall,
police
you
station.
would want that hardwired.
Mhm.
And I think they already have
Yeah.
wiring in the thing.
They do.
It's the library where you gotta trench it out from the building.
And get through the.
Then you gotta go, you gotta get into the building and then you gotta bring it around the outside area and into that, and that was, there was a cost involved with that,
Right,
so.
right.
But it doesn't have a first responder
No.
component to it, so. That's where I would be hesitant.
Right.
And we look into it frequently because we remote signs that they want illumination for, but it's,
And I think if it's going to be solar, it can begin at a different time,
Well,
what we
well,
wanted to try to do was.
It's a nice, it's battery pack, it's buried. So it's got like a 48-hour capacity once it's charged.
Well, we can do that in a different discussion. I don't think that decision should be made today, because we haven't gone into that discussion of what it is and talking with Scott and even now with Andy. So where's that solar panel gonna go? Right, so that's another.
Well, Mark
question.
has all the information, he can show us.
Huh? Well, let's see.
yeah, if you wanna forward it around, that'd be awesome, or something.
Do you have one? You might as well tell us about it.
Well, I don't have it on me.
Oh,
I looked it up and said, oh, this is easy. And
Okay.
I closed the window,
Alright. Then,
but it was out of Granger.
okay,
But I think the last one we met with Scott, we weren't gonna light it, But then library said they'd like solar lighting, so I think that's something that could market.
Yeah, and then I'd say it doesn't matter, if it's added after, and I'd say it was inexpensive.
Right,
We do a
and-
well plant
And
garden.
I think that they do have a budget for, they could do a smaller,
Yeah, it's
Unit.
gonna be much cheaper than honestly getting.
absolutely, yeah. No,
18
I-
inches of granite or whatever that is.
Okay. So we then looked at how much money was set aside from the ARPA money. And that's when Scott recommended to have other signs, like he wanted one at the DPW. We had to replace the one at the senior center because that's broken.
Yep.
And
I think those are the
those
two.
are the two. The fire is gonna be under their own budget.
Yep.
So that I throw the one who went into a little bit of this too, considering what's going on at 63 Main Street and the way that the lot is, a lot comes down this way.
Yeah,
We might make it much easier for everybody, both cost and look, not to do it perpendicular to the road, but parallel to the road.
and.
Change that.
Right. I would
Well,
think so.
I'm,
I mean, I really thought this was a 5-minute discussion, because everything was done.
yes, but we didn't get anything from Dave Barron.
Well, I
to
talked
be
to him
able
this
to look
morning.
at that, so it's not done. And that's why I'm saying that if you put it this way,
Just the library,
no,
which one?
the town offices.
I wouldn't do it. I just think we have to see it from the road, that was the whole point of.
So you would see it just like everything else, it's right on the road, it's the difference is that the sign now has either the legs like this. All right, because that's really what's happening with the land, you're gonna have a tall leg and a skinny leg, not skinny, but one short. and
Did
one
Dave
tall.
say that?
What about, I thought he was gonna hollow it out and do a horseshoe.
Yeah, he talked about that
He
today.
did talk about it with me, we talked about it, hollowing it out, brings it back into the land. To be able to do that, and the further you get back, the higher it is, like the fire station. So as you go back into the land and the height of the earth, you have to put something behind that. Once you have to decide what that's going to be, and how much that's going to cost. Because that was definitely not anything that was prepared in terms of what it's going to be, and without having it from Dave to know what the numbers are.
Dave's gonna send it, but he said we could call him. He's on a job site.
So is it the concern that the leg height is awkward, or is it a concern, because again, I'm here to execute, I'm not here, but you will lose substantial visibility by putting it parallel to the road versus perpendicular.
I
That's just-
understand that,
That's just the, the way it is, but the, well, you can do, we can get a 6-foot leg over here and an 8-foot leg over here, whatever is required of that to make that.
I mean, we're doing
Thing there.
planting underneath, so it's gonna look a little better.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean,
I have the planter, of 18 inches high on one side and 6 inches high on the other side.
Yeah, and most landscaping plants like low daylily and all that, that's 24 inches is what people use to define plantings under stuff, it's a 24-inch high level. So you could easily plant a little taller plant, or something like that, but
well, it's not gonna be in the location that the sign is present.
Yeah.
It's gonna be put into the center of the property, so
over,
right now, that's by the driveway that you're looking at.
okay. So I need a picture of center of the driveway.
Did they figure out where the line is going to to?
We both kind of assumed it would be probably to the west. But they wanted to stay along the sidewalk area
Right.
like it is.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be probably a little bit under the tree, obviously. So it just moves this way. There's a lot of stuff that's on that lot there's a statue, there's the
Yep,
memorial thing that's gotta move, because where the memorial thing is pretty much where we wanna put the sign. And there's already a light there, so that means your electric is there as well. Cause we have 2 sections of wiring coming in. I think there's a black box behind these memorials,
okay.
so that might be going on to the flag, I'm not sure what that box is, but
Yeah,
there's
looks like
electricity. So,
I can go look, I'll take some photos of that site so that we're. in that place.
Yeah, 'cause we have that too, I think, Mark, you know?
I'm out.
You don't have a picture of that?
Well, we just can't change it last minute and he's out, because we're not gonna change it
I
basically.
mean, everything we've determined sounds like it's gone. I mean, we've got the library's changed. The municipal, the building has changed.
What? Changed? Same time,
Okay.
and we don't go out.
No, I'm out on this subject. I wasn't paying attention.
Well, there's,
Is that a parliamentary procedure when you need anywhere? Is that allowed?
we did have pictures that we had made up for that area, again, the men were holding the signs.
Yeah, we can crop it.
And
It's there.
the police station is also gonna move to the center of the land.
Other
Line up.
enter and exit kind of stuff then.
We talked about that, Scott said he would take care of the enter exit on that. And, I wish he was here, and, see that.
He put the hours, but he said he didn't think he had to come. I know. If you want to see him, yeah, I think you should. And that's the hard thing, all of a sudden, he's not here.
Well,
We're
that's what
changing
I
things.
said, I said, met separately and we're all set. So what was he saying that the sign says 311?
Right, I thought we're all set too, and just
It's
picking colors.
it was on the little one.
Right, it's two everywhere I've seen. Did the AI rendering change it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright, should we look at the colors?
Let's look at colors, there's your thing.
There we
You want the
go.
Pantone color?
Yeah,
I
Pantone.
only brought the solid, I should preface that, I only brought the solid.
There are
color
only
because
12 colors, so
Here, what?
there's only 12 colors to me.
Well, that's good.
Well, there's so I brought the solid coating, which is, we spray a product called Matthews. So Matthews is like a 2-part catalyzed thing, like a car paint, you know? So that will best simulate what the colors are. I also brought the Matthews book if you want to dial in more real hardcore. These are,
Hey, Scott,
Hello.
hey, Scott. How are you?
Figured we'd bring you in because we were talking about location, and Andy didn't know that we're moving the sign into the middle out here. But so that's what we're still doing. And Dave Barron, I called he called me this morning, he can't make it. But he is gonna email a sketch, and he said he would work with you, Scott, on it, but he had ideas, he just couldn't make it today.
Okay.
But yeah, so we're gonna move it. And I emailed him the sizes that we had agreed on, and you had emailed out the
Yep.
heights.
Yep.
And Andy had said earlier that we're looking at 7-inch posts, but depends on what's in stock, right? He said if you go off,
Yeah.
7 is standard, right?
Yeah, I have to just I have to confirm that, whether
This one's in 7, it's like the standard.
seven is what they pick. Whatever we.
well, they're gonna get us.
As long as it's not a custom.
Oh, it's not gonna go as
Custom,
small,
right.
but
7 inches, something like that, it's just don't want to be custom, I think 7 is standard.
we spec stuff.
And do you want it? Like, we'll do thermal on the bracket side, but then there's rock and then there's
Yes,
split.
Yes, in the spec, it was rock and thermal, rock on the faces
Yep,
and smooth,
and
thermal on the inside and the outside,
yeah. So you want rock to thermal two.
right, that's what we did in the spec. Seems to 34.
we showed him the library and
No top.
No, and apex, the apex top is that little bit of a pointing.
Down 6 by 6.
okay, you're at the, alright, so Mark's on the site, and it says 7 by 7, 10 by 10, and 6 by 6 are the standards.
Yeah.
Can you spec 7 by
We're
7?
probably doing rock face.
Yeah, so doing rock face and thermal side,
Rock face is more,
it's rough.
Rough.
Yeah,
a lot more rough.
yeah,
Non-reflective kind of was what.
oh, yeah,
So, what
yeah.
I thought.
Yeah. The difference between, split and rock is, split is just, you're gonna see more you can see like a really weird contour because it's not as, it is even more fractured.
Yeah.
So sometimes the line, you look down the line and you'll see a chunk that doesn't make it look square, but it's very rustic. But don't look for some places, rock tooth, thermal tooth. Yeah.
Do we have any other questions for Scott? I do.
Yes, so we started to talk about, first we started to talk about,
63 was me. And you made.
I'm thinking library first. And we talked about, we weren't gonna illuminate it,
Correct.
but the library asked to have illuminated again. And Mark has looked into,
Yeah, because I found in the Granger, there's a uplight that they bury the batteries in it, that's supposed to last a long time, and you can also charge it if you need to.
Yeah, I don't want to maintain a buried battery in front of the library.
Okay.
To be hardwired or not, we've had issues with solar ones, it's just,
No, this was solar.
it's a maintenance.
This is a solar charged battery,
It's a
so.
maintenance thing.
Okay,
Unfortunately, we spend a lot of money on these RFBs because they're all battery and solar. It's a maintenance headache, it's expensive. So if we could run,
Yeah, your choice, we had, if we. Something that,
no, we'll get two quotes. One to do the two buildings that
Yep.
have easy power here in the police station, and get a second quote for the library. And
I wouldn't run the library, we already decided you can't, I think it's.
Yeah.
Expensive.
you said it was you said it was.
Our question was solar and solar.
oh, okay, then yeah,
So the thing about here, 63, is there is already a light behind the area that we're gonna be putting the sign.
Yeah.
So running the electricity is,
yeah, it's just extending. it.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal, it's pretty easy.
might not be too much, because there's already that thing.
you're talking about here at town hall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of the conductor's direct burial, so
Yeah.
we probably have a buried junction box. That splits from the direct burial, the conduit in the direction.
Okay,
That's what.
get my
that's
guy to
what
come
I-
out and evaluate that.
Yeah, because
It
the
is the same.
Yep, it's moving forward, so I'm gonna take pictures of that,
That and see.
that you sent around some
I
stuff,
do the same,
Yeah.
get some,
I mean,
put
because I'm not
notes for placement
picky,
stuff.
but.
So right in
I
front of
probably
the,
go with the light. This is-
yeah, we're gonna move that stone pretty much with these times.
This is the green that was specified by the library,
Library,
so it's the last green on that strip.
Well,
Yeah, the two setbacks are the same, police are moving as well. Police are moving west.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, towards the center of center of the lot.
Yeah, that's what the library specifies, it's easier.
Line up with like the front door.
So, do you think that you'd like to see the senior center in that color? Because they're closer to that.
Senior center?
and then we're gonna add the DPW sign.
Assuming we can take that light,
Oh, you're going to.
run it that way versus,
No, there's a-
whatever, wherever it is, put a box there and
Same thing.
move it up. Move it
Instead of
along
it
that.
being green,
Out there,
backwards
so the
with
truck
black
can
trim,
put somewhere else.
Right.
and go white
Yep.
like this.
Okay.
In the lettering. Cause this is what they all look like.
And then for the DPW sign, is that just gonna be in the center, like?
Yeah,
I
well,
would,
Scott
I
was,
would put it closer to the west gate, because I don't wanna apply people entering the east gate. So I would put it closer to the west gate.
Yeah, and I'm okay for wherever you pick.
Okay, do you guys care about color?
well, this is what you had wanted was maroon, so I made the thing I do care about is obviously that the letterings are all consistent,
Yeah.
and that's what. So we're looking right now at these, I've got the library's PMS color already marked from them. Now I'm just gonna look around, if you want the maroon like the town offices, we'll just use the same maroon color, we'll get that right now.
That's easier, if the design review committee prefers to have every sign a little bit different,
Yeah,
to identify a little personality to the property, we could do a brown.
It's up to you.
It doesn't, well, I'm asking you guys,
Yeah.
I'm good with any color, but if you wanted to. You have different colors in every building, if you want.
yeah, you're right.
You do a brown there because, it's dark. That's what we do. And do you have dark brown?
I have dirt brown.
Let me
man.
find
We call it, earthen brown or something, yeah, because we don't paint names, you know,
Yeah.
they gotta be beautiful.
And we had agreed, you like public works, is that the word?
Yes, yes,
Yep.
public works.
That's,
Dirt shop doesn't ring well.
so that's what I made for you.
Yeah, I just wanna make sure we have everything.
Yep.
Yeah. Right. Don't want any heartache.
No,
What was some of the other questions that we were talking about? We're talking about 63 and moving that stuff around. The library is all set. Oh, yes, that's what you explained to Andy a little bit, is how it's going to be placed at the library area.
well, when you're ready, I need a couple weeks' notice. What's your fabrication nowadays?
It's like 4 to 6 right now. Let's call it 6.
Alright, so after spring is over, come mid-June, late June, we'll remove that concrete pad over the library. And we'll get the snow removed based on what Dave determines is the appropriate front treatment.
I'm sorry.
Yep,
No, it's okay. So we'll remove the concrete pad come June, it'll be a little bit drier, the flower season, the parade season will be kind of quieted down. And we'll move the rock, the monument here, the memorial stone here to wherever Dave thinks is most appropriate. You come in the 4 to 6 week or 8 week window for installation. And then timing wise would work out well for us doing fall plantings around the signs.
Yep.
So timing wise, I think it'll work out well.
Yep.
And then we would get the electrician to do these 2 projects here. Because it's ground lighting, it doesn't have to correlate with your work over at the library. If we wanted to see where the budget remains, if there's a little bit of money left here, the trustees want to put some money toward it. Because we're gonna use all the ARPA money anyway. Let's say it's $2,000 left, just use that and the trustees can cover the rest. That way you can get lighting over there, but we can wait until we know where the budget is.
And I think with the senior center, if we're replacing that sign,
Yeah,
I mean, you're gonna have to go with the height. You can't,
yeah, we would just
yeah,
make a new panel and put it in there.
right.
Yeah, but in the existing stone.
Yeah,
Yeah, because it doesn't make sense to try to
No.
fix that one. But at least the white sign with the same look everybody else has. And so I did get their PMS a little bit different in green. We're looking at the browns and the blues now. You want brown. Are you colorblind or can you see the colors?
I can't see shades.
Okay,
I mean, I know Rochi Viv, that's about the extent.
all right,
That's
Hey, I see 12 colors.
yeah. That's why you have to always go, okay, like, and the guys will go, yeah, that's good. Then they go, I don't know. So I'm kind of looking at that because it has some
What's the
warmth
name
in
of
it. It's 450.
450, yeah.
Does that-
We're gonna give, you pick the colors, we'll just spray out, so you'll see color samples of
Okay.
all the ones that you pick, so that everyone's on the same page color
Okay.
wise, so.
So I'm thinking that maybe then you and I are the only two people who see the difference.
Abby.
Abby, what do you think?
I
mean, I like
brown,
this.
it looks like dirt.
It's brown, it looks like healthy dirt, right?
You're curious if it's brown.
No, if it's,
David's here.
if you had
Oh, no,
three
that's
points to
composted.
pick.
I'm not looking for
I would pick this one
loam
because it's
brown,
got
I'm looking
more
for
to
like,
it.
somewhere between tense and brown borrow and
Some
until.
of difference. So especially if the maroons are what we're going to through with the town offices.
What about the
And
height
you
of
like
the
this
DPW
one.
sign?
I like
Like the
these
others
three.
are probably, I think you have the numbers between 28 and 30, so.
Yeah, probably.
These are Matthews, so you can go find browns in the
Yeah.
green zone.
Yeah.
These are, right now, we're browns a little bit more in the red zone.
Yeah.
If you wanna enter brown in the green zone, and we start moving into this district here. And this is satin with a gloss, so this will give you a better indication of what your color will actually look like, because this is it, the recipes that we use. That come from the system,
Right.
but again, I can look up any Pantone color, any Benjamin Moore color, anything like that.
Right.
These you start, some of these have some metallic in it, so you wanna move away from that, but these don't. Let's see what else we got in
And
here.
again,
For the greens, I do like this one because this one I think is too warm. It is almost.
Oh, for the greens, we've got the greens on.
So you're just picking brown.
Yeah, I'm picking those up, yeah. And it is gonna be glossy,
You want the copy glossy and the background satin.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or flat.
It's
I
great.
wouldn't have been flat, I would go satin, just because it more durable in the finishing when people go to clean it and things like that. And gloss copy.
Okay, so see, when you're looking at that, when you're looking at this, right?
Mhm.
This is the deep green, so it's so close, but that's what they've chosen. So what you wanna do is to create some contrast between the black and the color.
Mhm.
So that's why when I'm looking at this, that I'm thinking if I do this, there's not enough contrast.
Mhm.
So if I go up to this, there's no contrast.
Right. Which two browns are you in between? Or are you not in between any?
No, I'm just looking for a second opinion.
Which two?
Well,
I
you
think
see,
this one stands out more.
yeah, that's a little lighter.
Mhm.
It's almost tanny though, that's the problem.
Mhm.
Like we're looking at this here, but when you spray it and the light hits it, it will get lighter, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Sitting in that one or the one above it?
I'm thinking that one above it.
Brown Betty.
What is it? Does that say Brown Betty?
It says brown, that's Brown Betty.
Okay, all right, Brown Betty.
Hey,
That's gonna be,
Like that, what's that, Brian, the sun?
Right.
that's.
Is it a
Right now,
number?
MP 00158.
What if you got then, maybe we should just stick with this if that's what you're doing. The PMS is the only one from the library that we have to be specific to.
Yeah, doesn't matter,
So-
you're gonna pick a Pantone color, like I said, we'll spray it out,
Okay,
it's do it every day.
okay, so now the police,
I'm just saying this one, Pantone, that's why I brought the solid coated, because
Yeah.
that gives you visually,
right, more like.
because like an uncoated color will never reproduce in a paint, even in a flat, it just doesn't translate as well. But that does translate pretty well
Yeah.
into paint. But this is pretty, these are produced by the manufacturer, so they are a little more
So the definitely,
authentic, in terms of when you look at this, what you're gonna get. Paint color.
Well, I hope that maybe we'll use the Brown Betty name when they,
Like,
when they do the,
we'll play the song.
right?
so I think Aaron, I'll try to get him to get that sketch this week.
Okay.
I told him it doesn't have to be a site plan, just.
Yeah, just,
So now we
Yeah.
have.
where you want
to
stuff,
fires
you
to
know,
the
what you
police
want.
station.
Mhm.
put it in.
I'm thinking that's more.
When we go to,
Yeah, the police station, it's like, yeah, it's one of two, so I think I'm
we
gonna
need to
again.
place these on a site,
Because that gets a little bit more with the light.
Once the
I see.
So,
proofs are done, we just bring it to the building inspector.
It's a good decision.
He's complied with the sign bylaw, yes, good. Bye.
2 months.
okay, yep, no, I just didn't.
Yeah.
Wanna make sure if we
Yeah.
needed to, we would just need those.
One thing would be, I would like to have input from, design review board and for yourself, is the post then grading management or the, highway garage. It's a pretty good scope.
We don't see
Okay.
anything.
So if there's a more level area or if there's a post adjustment necessary,
I think
let me know.
that's better.
I'm generally,
Yes.
just, I want you to be aware of your driveway, just.
Yeah, I'm gonna go take some shots here, I'll go stop by there and see if there's one that jumps out as a more better location than
I mean, that's not
others.
Yeah,
bad,
I
but
do like
You
that.
know,
How different is
Yeah,
this?
are you putting lighting on that?
We're not planning on it yet, but we do have power that runs underground by this.
Yeah, it's just a small work
Just so we can
station.
branch off of that circuit instead of getting electricity up into it.
Okay,
But again, that would be up lighting, so that's the effect.
okay,
I just wanna make sure we get all the signs in, the top priority is the 4 new signs, the 1 replacement sign. And then we see what we have for electricity.
okay,
But if we need to tap into facilities.
okay.
We just can't block line of sight, any of the signs.
I'm not exactly sure, but Route 20, typically you wanna be more than 10 feet back from that, and that's not gonna work perfectly in some of these downtown locations, but, you shouldn't have any line of sight issue
Probably.
if you're 10 foot back, and it sounds like a lot, but it's not a lot on the street, you know?
Oh, yeah, when you go from middle lines, you've already got 5 feet eaten up by a sidewalk.
Yeah, so it's,
Another
If
5
it's
feet
wide,
grass.
doesn't the fire hydrant like take up more space?
Yeah. With the fire.
It shows in the picture, like there's an extra little double sidewalk there.
I would know.
I just
by,
wanna make sure, cause it's so hard when I go to places and you can't see down the street, there are a couple of them.
yeah,
Oh, we have bylaw now.
yeah, no, that, they,
Because I mean.
I don't, there's, unless some location has dramatically changed from what we've been, I mean, moving up and down that way, but we can't change the setback because town doesn't own the property anyway, and if the bylaw, I don't have it off the top of my head, but the bylaw has a setback too. But Route 20 has a decent size, thing, we call it encroachment, they own the property that into the lot, you know.
This one's weird too, because it's like a circle, this little triangle there.
This location, town hall would be the only one I would think would have any impact on sound.
Yeah.
Because we're shallowing up that triangle, they bring it closer.
Yep,
Everything else is, police station, you're moving it further away.
yep,
It's easier to speed, highway, I don't care, new trucks.
there is
And
nothing at the
there's
library,
a massive shoulder there, so the shoulder is part of your clear line of sight, and the library's bringing it back.
yeah,
Push way on.
yeah. Senior center is existing.
Yep,
Yeah.
so it should be fast.
Okay. Other than color, is there anything else you need? You probably,
I do have a fire.
So I got these, you're gonna send me those. I'm gonna put them together, put it back in this package, send it all through Scott and Laurie to you all, and then you guys put a signature on it and then send it back, and then we start fabrication and then coordinate that with them.
Yep.
But in the meantime, once you've got paint samples, I'll put those in, let's call it 2 weeks, and these revisions, so call it about 2 weeks, just because I don't know what that designer that we have working on this, Brian, he's gonna, fit in this stuff, and then, so within 2 weeks, you'll have color samples in your hands, you'll have new layouts,
Sure.
just to
Just so you know,
sign it
we'll keep it.
and send back and whatever you've got, and I'll update the pricing with him.
Yep.
And that way, and then that'll set us off,
Okay, so we do, we'll give you the pictures, the couple that we already done and modified, just so you could see them, because we have them marked on them with a little bit of the AI assistance.
Cool.
So then like this. At least one.
Yeah.
The police, the town offices, we don't have to give them that. That's the problem.
And the library as well, right?
The library's done, so that's the library.
Yeah, other than the library one's not shown dimensionally, correct?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah, you had the,
It's a graphic. Yeah.
Yeah. so and then I was saying, I'm gonna put this in because I put a V type of route as opposed to a rounder route. I
Okay,
think
yeah.
a V's sharper when it gets the lettering and I like the way it gets it. And this is what it's going to look like if we don't get, we gotta get a big to-do down, what Dave wants to do here.
Yeah,
That's it's gonna end up being.
right. Yeah.
So that's gonna be the short and long. If it goes into the law,
well, you can,
okay?
it doesn't have to be that short, you can elevate it. up,
Right,
yeah.
but you're gonna, I mean, you're starting with the 27,
So
right?
you make the 27 in the middle and set out,
Center line.
yeah, and the center line is where you're gonna.
That's not the
do it.
focal plan anyway, so it's, doesn't matter.
Well, I'm
The
just
front
saying,
of the sign is.
yeah, I'm just saying that's, again, when you don't know how all this stuff works, it's easier to see it. And understand what it looks like.
Yeah.
So
Just time.
Yeah,
that's,
there's a third dimension that doesn't get captured very often. Just go to the dog park. Take a look at the first floor windows that are protected by a big stockade fence. They can look right into the window.
yeah, yeah.
That's
So-
the third dimension, darn it.
So you have that, you have,
I have this,
you have the newest
I
one on this.
want that
Yeah.
piece back if I can,
Yeah.
pretty please.
And
you gave me the color specs on
on the white page.
on the different things.
Yeah.
We have the sizes. I'm gonna go measure. I'm gonna go take some more photos of the police station, the town office, the library and DPW and then when you start working on revisions.
Do you want me to call Dave Aaron, say the answers and explain?
Yeah.
Cause he
You can.
said if he could answer.
Now, again, when you're looking at
He's
this,
thinking.
and you, obviously the drop shadow only means it's a 3-dimensional piece that's on there,
Oh, yeah, I get that.
okay? And I'll give you the AI. Do you want it on a disk or a thumb drive? Yeah,
It doesn't matter to me, if you AI of these renderings.
no, this,
Oh, the AI, yeah, excuse me, I'm confusing.
no, you want a PDF,
I want a PDF and an Illustrator file of this, vectorized file of this.
okay, so that's fine, the AI is not.
I mean, if you tell me the font too, I can,
If you look,
we might wanna do that, cause, we might wanna clean up, this arch, or maybe do that a little bit, get that a little bit smoother, cause it doesn't look like it's exactly, parallel. So we might have to do that, if it's a vector file, then I can't adjust as much as the
Right.
font, so if you just say, send me this in a PDF, and then say that we use Times Roman or whatever it is, the font that you use in there, we can,
yeah, the fonts are listed on your spec sheet
oh, okay.
right there. And I can send it to you, what's the email address?
It's, I can write it down.
What are those? What's the native format? Are they Photoshop or?
Well, no, AI, Illustrator.
Oh, is that what you mean by AI?
Yeah, Adobe, yeah.
See, AI means something different than.
Yeah, not the AI.
Okay, it's the old days we're talking.
It stands for action.
Adobe Illustrator.
Yeah.
Might wanna save that up there.
Yeah, Illustrator or EPS, we call it EPS.
But like I said, what I'll do both, because
Yeah.
at least the PDF, I kern them and everything else to make sure that they're all pretty much the same.
Yeah.
And, when we started getting into changing some, like the library looks bigger, senior center and library looks fine, the police station matches, then we start getting to town offices and public works. Not so much. Just as a note too, when you look at it, the library sign and the town office sign is a bit smaller, goes from 72 to 60 in terms of width. Where the DPW, the police, the senior center, I don't know what the dimensions are, those are bigger.
The fire station would be
The
big.
fire station would be bigger as well.
Is the fire station going to have? Do they have a space there? Are they putting in footings or a pile on something different than the granite?
I'm not sure.
Okay, so this, I'm assuming this is new fire station.
Sure.
Okay,
That shop drawing hasn't started the process, so my expectation is whatever your final deliverable is. Shop drawing, that shop drawing will be sent to the OPM, they'll give it to the contractor, say, this is what you're putting in.
Yep.
And if there's more expense based on what you bid, fine, they bid and they'll adjust it accordingly. Need to do a $2,000 change order to get the sign that we want, great, if not,
yeah,
But that's still gonna come out of their budget, because they have some budget.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
not,
they're gonna have something there, yep.
yeah, so it would just be nice giving them the artwork.
Here's a design, make it match,
Right.
which is not uncommon, that's.
And they're gonna produce this one, we're do.
I'm not tell where we got it from.
Yep,
Yeah,
I'm just saying, we go down expose because they got it all.
right?
Yeah.
It's already formatted, ready to go, you don't even need to generate a shop drawing, it's right here.
Right.
Just to try to streamline the process.
but that's gonna be outside this package, you know.
So it'll be an independent relationship.
So the two new ones we're doing is the senior center and the public one.
Right.
And then the Patty Lane lettering for the free library is probably gonna have to be an inch taller than what we may expect. We may have expected 4 inches, it should be 5, just because of the visual.
And you'll have at least you'll have an inch perimeter around it, which looks good.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you had,
Oh,
you know, inch and a half.
We just-
It's it scales down the font itself, so.
Right, so the bigger problem we had is couldn't read entrance on Patty Lane well,
Yeah.
because it was smaller and so that was the modification, but doesn't show well here on,
Can't wait to see the people driving eastbound.
what's that?
Yeah.
I'm in Marlboro, see, smell Patty Lane. One of these to say turn around, one side sign.
Yeah, right?
Just
Passed,
take it right on
you
school.
passed your goal.
They're all gonna be pulling in Millie's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
It's
It's too bad, but
You used to get in that.
Yeah, I don't know the name.
oh, wait a second. No, okay, I did get all the numbers right, I'm gonna go over with this, Scott. 63 Main is here, 190 Main is Public Works, 34 Main is Library, 119 Barefoot Road is Senior, and 61 West Main is Fire Station, 211 is Police Station.
That's right, yeah. You
So
can
if
get, you get in touch with them by 9/11 also. With 211. Yeah, well done. All right.
Okay, so you got this, we got this.
I got those
You
docs.
could take this one too, if you don't have it.
I think I do. I do.
Will that give you an indication of what we're looking to?
So we're all set with that and dates in the entrance, so.
Brought the shop through me, I'll get.
I'll tell them to
the
send it
video
to
and
switch the
we'll
people.
vote. All right, thanks all.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, thank you.
Yeah.
I thank you.
So we got our colors on that sheet and,
Going on that sheet,
yeah, we kind of picked this one for the fire station,
Dairy Fire Station.
very fire station. Name. Red.
Where we have Scarlet Letter base coat. Oh, we don't.
Oh, wait a minute.
Didn't know it was gonna be such a risque color choice.
Look at those bowls.
Okay, thanks for coming, it's good to get all on the same page.
Right.
you
I
know?
don't know, that's what I was saying. I would wanna be here,
Page them on there.
so we can move forward.
Right,
Excellent.
yeah,
Well, thank you all really very much. And have a
Thank you.
good day.
you too.
Nah, did we decide to,
I'm just gonna find my agenda.
Like 4 months ago, we're almost done with the guideline, look at it, which is the best way to say.
Oh, don't happen? Yeah. And that's what I had a quick talk with Abby before the meeting started. I did go through like our old minutes and compared it to the design guidelines. And there were silly things where like in December that we changed like 10 things. Are you guys okay if I have Abby update those? I have a copy, like the examples are. They changed the parent scale to relative scale for clarity, but then in here it still says parent scale. So it's just little things that were in the minutes that, I mean, we could go through them one by one now, or I could just sit down with Abby and give her the.
Yeah, no, it's. I'll be blind to those anyway.
I just was checking because I had all the minutes in front of me and I was, you know, because we made too many changes and we're at the end. And then there's like 1 or 2 pictures that we'll definitely get.
No, we gotta finish this version, so we can start working on the next version with the new bylaws and the sections we.
That's like
Yeah.
master plan, right?
because we just had the changes, right? I mean, they passed the town meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's, I don't, was there anything that affects these?
I can't remember off the top
So
of my
on the
head.
checklists, yeah, because we had birth and stuff like that, so. Oh, no, that was a supplement to the checklist, the parking.
I can't remember. And I did think that is gonna be tricky, because some of the minutes were like, we changed the wording on the checklist, but then it has to match what's in the design guidelines. It's pretty much,
It should,
right,
or at least you
So,
should be able to follow.
so will you look at that, Mark, on the,
Well, you,
Town
yeah, you guys
meeting?
do that one first and. Oh, yeah, well, I'll go over the guidelines again once this is done,
okay.
and I think I'll have more time now, it was town meeting took up, and then I,
Wait,
yeah, like I said, there was birth, there was. Oh, yeah, they're all parking related. So that's a brand new supplement, so we don't even have to, we can just update those if you. them.
Okay. We'll get back to you on this.
Yeah.
All right, so,
So that was quick.
yes,
Oh, discussion of scenic overlays.
next on the agenda, we can discuss the scenic overlay district. Do you think we should have Lori here for that?
Yeah, that's really something we have
Yeah.
to, because what we're doing, and I mapped out, I took the street map of North Grove, looked up all of the scenic roads
Mhm.
and mapped them out, so it's a little overwhelming that you can actually see the whole length of all these roads is scenic road, where we don't need to enforce strict rules on, we don't enforce the rules anyway, but she does. On the whole road, so it was a discussion we wanted to have about an overlay district, which is the next logical step from creating scenic roads. Those should have been done probably 1980 something. So,
Should we have Lori in?
if we can, yeah,
Yeah.
and I'll just hand over the map to her.
What? Can we put it in the design review guideline? I don't know, I haven't looked at it yet.
What?
Could we look at map for the
Well,
scenic roads?
I don't-
Design review.
I don't know, it's definitely planning board, right, and ZBA.
Yeah,
But it's not in our description, so I think the only thing we would wanna do. These are the ones from when I wanted to mark it up myself. From the week meeting that got canceled.
should we sit around that table? So we can all see the map?
I think the two copies. Pass the top one down. You should be three copies of this, because we're trying to leave one with Laurie and keep one of guys, so.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
I. Those are one for the next.
Behind you, isn't mine?
So I guess our discussion was just, what can design review do to help support this effort, whether it's writing a recommendation letter. To the select board to. Have staff, or let staff do it if they want to, or send it to the planning board. To do a subcommittee with you guys probably eight.
I just just wanna understand what like your idea is to put an overlay.
Yeah, if you create an overlay, you don't have to enforce the entire length of the road. You do have to do an inventory of why a particular area is scenic, like, on Hudson Street, I was thinking there's nothing scenic about it, other than, the Aqueduct Bridge, and then with some beautiful beach streets and stuff down when you get closer to downtown. That are protected, so.
But an overlay is like a big area.
Yes, well, it would identify an area, looking at this, it might be up in here, which is Fall Hill, over at Crane Meadow. Probably that general area.
As part of our subdivision review process, so of course, I've been talking about this for 3 years now, I think. About how my goal is to update the subdivision regs, because they're super outdated. There are currently provisions that look at scenic features. I would like to enhance them. But I think that because the vast majority of the development that's occurring in the rural areas is through subdivision control, either common driveways or subdivisions. To me, that's probably the easiest way to address scenic features, and the benefit of it is that those are the planning board regulations, so they don't go to town meeting. So the planning board just works on those regulations and then holds the public hearing and ultimately adopts them.
Okay, would that create the overlay or?
No, it wouldn't be an overlay. It would be whenever there's a subdivision that is proposed. They would have to look at a subdivision or a common driveway. They would have to look at scenic attributes. So they're the permitting authority, of course, for subdivisions and common driveways. So that's like the vast majority of the development that's occurring. Other than the A&R lots, which of course we have no jurisdiction over. other than to say. Do you have sufficient frontage? And then do you have sufficient access? So.
So would that help with what it?
Well, it doesn't, so the state doesn't kick in, you know, because the state, and it's really, it's what, stone walls, trees of significance, Northborough has. Orchards, forests, and farms. To the things to consider.
We do currently have the scenic road bylaw. So that
Right.
of course kicks in for stone walls and trees within the right of way. But if it's
The right of way meaning,
the
the road.
town's right of way,
Right.
So if, say it's gonna go along the street, which is now considered our right of way, if it then cuts up into the land,
you have
as
no
it cuts up into the
jurisdiction,
land, that doesn't matter.
you have no jurisdiction over
Right.
single family development, that's on A&R lots.
When
just on the-
when an overlay, you do get viewscapes. So, which it doesn't say you can't do anything, it means that what you do has to blend in and be of equivalent quality. Which, you know, if you move a stone wall, you have to rebuild it, you know, same quality or better. Trees you have to replant, and I think it's like at a 2-to-1 ratio in case the trees don't regrow.
I thought you had to use the same rocks for the stone wall. You moved the rock away, but you brought it back.
And then you brought it,
Yeah,
yeah, I
because
mean,
that's
that's up to the planning board to decide as part of the permitting process, but that's what they've approved. Since I've been here.
Mm.
And
Which is
the-
why most of these scenic roads are scenic roads. So,
The challenge is that, in my experience, any bylaw that restricts the development of single-family homes is typically a lose-lose situation at town meeting. You know, people don't like when
Well, that-
you tell them, you know, what their yard is gonna look like and.
But this is only the right way, like we were saying, so.
It's only the right of way.
Yeah, the views escape from things that can easily be seen by the, from the right of way.
Because we already have that jurisdiction currently with the scenic road.
With the viewscape?
Well, I mean, you're looking at the trees and the stone walls. I guess I'm kind of confused. So what you're saying is this bylaw would restrict. So it would give the planning board the power to say what the house is gonna look like from the right of way. So what the yard is gonna
I
look
don't think it
like.
says that at all, it says it just has to blend in, or be typical of the environment. Look natural, I guess, or something like, I'd have to look at the exact word. I should have said that, I didn't know.
Oh, so you're saying like you couldn't be like a small house, like in
No,
a.
I don't think it even said that, it just said it couldn't like be like a neon house or something in farm country, you know.
Structure.
So it's essentially site plan review.
Yeah, it
for
wasn't-
single-family homes.
But what it did,
It's gonna be vast, it's gonna be very unpopular.
well, it's a state law, right?
See if you had-
You know.
What do you mean on state law?
It's the, if you look up the scenic roadways state law,
Entrance.
that's where it is.
Cause we already adopted the state law for the scenic.
Right, well, we did, right, and but we didn't do the overlay, which
Do you
includes,
have a copy of it?
I'd have to look it up.
The baby house.
Yeah.
Call three bears.
But it also protects currently,
Gillian plus house.
you know, say, you know, I'm planning at Mount Pisgah, so you're not gonna build a road there, but it would protect. Basically, give scenic way protection to an undeveloped area, and this is a better example. If that's current, if we did an overlay and included that, then it would be subject to the same restrictions as scenic new roads would have to.
Then there's the jurisdiction of the subdivision rules and regulations. So any construction of new roadways goes under subdivision regs. And then we have those scenic requirements within the subdivision regs.
You're saying it would be, even if there was not a new road or a new subdivision. So say. I don't know. Say someone wanted to put a huge solar panel. Like,
Right, that
Development.
would be good.
then it wouldn't allow it because of its scenic
No,
area.
they say it doesn't not allow anything, it just makes it, you buy a screening and stuff like that, It says right in it that the purpose is not to prohibit or inhibit construction, it's to make sure that it looks.
Properly screened.
Yeah.
Because right now, we don't allow large solar farms in residential areas, it's only in the industrial district.
And that was right after the guy put one across the street from me. Knows how it works.
So. But if farmland is over, I'm just saying, I'm not saying a farm's doing it, but if a farmland would be exempt, right, because they're. Not residential, they're
Yeah, and
agriculture.
it's scenic, what do they call it, scenic overlay corridor district, or I don't know, but it's those 4 words, but I don't know if it's a word, right?
Scenic overlay. But we don't have it right now.
No.
So in our subdivision regs, when they're talking about design, it says design shall emphasize to the extent possible the following. Use of collector streets to avoid traffic on streets, providing house frontages, visual prominence of natural features of the landscape. Maintenance within the subdivision of runoff and vegetated cover equivalent to conditions of poor development. And all streets in the subdivision shall be designed so that, in the opinion of the board, they will provide safe vehicular travel. Due consideration shall also be given by the subdivider to the attractiveness of the street layout in concert with the topography and natural features of the land in order to obtain the maximum livability and amenity of the subdivision. I mean, this could be anything else, certainly. But I think that's the way to get to ensuring that the subdivisions blend in with the character of the area. Save what's precious about the landscape. It has the most power.
Yeah, and the overlay would only be in particular areas anyway, that would be that area, this area.
It would just require people to go through, like, get an additional permit. When the planning board is already doing that as part of subdivision.
With the overlay, it covers for new development. But not. Say it's already subdivided. I don't know, it is, I guess.
I guess I am too. I thought it was a standard thing.
Well,
I mean, it reads like it's the next logical step. And it was never done for Northborough, so. My source of information could be in question.
Yeah, I mean, we had a whole section on protection of natural features. So, like I said, it can be enhanced. I mean, these regulations are super old. But, if you have suggestions, you could provide them to me and the planning board, we can just make sure that when we revise these, which hopefully I'll be working on that this summer. We can take those concerns into account.
Well, the sentence protection of natural resources.
Yeah, that's in our subdivision.
Yeah,
regs.
it's a great sentence that you could maybe put around, following. Scenic roads or make a little notation of something to do with scenic roads. So that could then send an arrow back to, because there's so many, I mean, if they redo the Brigham Street golf course, right? So that's got a lot of scenic, beautiful scenic things. It'd be heartbreaking to have it happen, but along the roads, you definitely have the side, the stone walls. Which in fact, I guess the older the stone wall, the more value it has and whatever. But that whatever they would do, is, as it says in there, by preserving the the natural visual of what it is now.
Right.
So,
Yeah, like right now we have 17 Green Street, so it's a small 3-lot subdivision. Well, Green Street's a scenic way, so they just filed, so I'm just doing the public hearing
Yeah.
notice right now. They filed a scenic road application, so on June 9th, the planning board's gonna be reviewing the subdivision application and the scenic road application together. So you know, that will talk about the stone wall. So it's 80 linear feet of stone wall that would be impacted.
It doesn't really impact like after the fact, I think, like, it's hard because like even like Davis Street, I'm off of Davis Street. And there were stone walls, but after the subdivision's in, if people take down the stone walls, there's really nothing, I don't know. I think that's what's happening all over town, like. I don't know.
well, then that's a shame of it, you know, it's because took a lot just to get a road classified scenic. And there were supposed to be certain things that, you know, you weren't, I don't think you were even supposed to widen. I think you were supposed to keep it as it
happens
was.
all the time, yeah, it requires a hearing. I mean, a scenic road doesn't give you anything other than a hearing, and then.
Right, yeah.
With ZBA or whatever, to agree with it.
Right. And
It's
this,
supposed to slow it down by weeks, not by
yeah,
decades.
it's like, you know, if you take an antique house down, same thing. You know, well.
So, but my thought on the whole creating a scenic district is it gives us a chance to take these scenic roads that aren't scenic anymore and
You put them in.
get rid of that hassle. Or take an inventory of what is scenic on it. Right now, it's, I guess, up to discretion. No,
Well, I don't know what, because I've never actually seen a presentation when they came before the board, the town meeting about, why we're gonna put this road on as scenic or that road on as scenic.
right, because it was done in 1986.
Right, but I think it bears having that. I think that, you know, there's a lot of people that understand that when you come here because of the beauty of the trees and the rural setting more than anything else. And you'd almost want to make sure that that's protected. And that's how you go and bring it before the population and say, you choose, if this is important to you. Fine, if it's not important to you and it spends all this time going into the planning board and getting waivers for everything every time somebody comes in. What happens to it? It just dissipates.
Yeah. I say, you get this. It's seeded by personal experience when we did Newton Street, and it went before the planning board. And instead of enforcing any scenic stuff, the planning board went further. They widened the road, they did all types of stuff that. It's not a scenic road anymore, who are they kidding, you know? So why can't I put my driveway where I want? You know, not literally, but. I mean, they did put restrictions on where they could put their driveways. And then all this,
I think before Lori arrived, we never discussed scenic roads, like I don't think. was
well, that's why I
something
think I wanna know
That the
if
previous
if
administration.
design review can support her effort somehow, because I think she is
Right.
doing a good job. And I was thinking that would kick in, getting rid of, what's scenic about, Whitney Street or. The farm's gone.
Well, maybe, you know, when I update the design section, so that, you know, there's an entire chapter devoted to design. So I can share that with you folks and you can look through and see if you're happy with language or you have suggestions for how we could go further. Like I said, common driveways are another tool. It gives the planning board, it's a special permit. And we have a ton of common driveways in town. And because it's a special permit, planning board has power over. Like the lots to a certain extent, limited. But at least, you know, having to do with trees and some grading. Usually at the time that folks are coming in for subdivision approval or common driveway special permit, they have no idea what the house is gonna look like. So they don't know where the houses are gonna be necessarily, they just put like a rectangular box. And that's what we're working with, so our focus is of course on the way and everything that's within the right of way, but they do provide some grading information. So, you know, the jurisdiction is limited. The houses go to Bob. And then he doesn't have any design jurisdiction whatsoever, so he's just looking to make sure it complies with code. But people generally don't want Big Brother to have a say in what their single family house looks like, so that's a tough battle to.
Yeah, I personally like the eclectic, variety of architecture. I mean, it's kind of a theme in Norfolk.
But that's shifting too. The modern black windows are shifting to be more and more current. It's gonna shift back, it's not something like your little capes and your other structures that were built years
Oh,
ago.
yeah, that one's actually, and it's a regional thing, it spreads across the country where the black windows are going away where they started now.
Yeah, it's like the bocce courts, it looked great at first and it was like, oh, that's kind of interesting, and then it doesn't stand the test
Yeah.
of time.
No, it's funny, because those are just becoming common here, where they're going away where they started.
Right.
That's why you can drive into various locations in a town and you can figure out when the subdivision was permitted.
Right.
Like the subdivision that I live in Millbury has single story ranches, split levels, and then a spattering of capes.
Mhm.
And then, of course, 1980 subdivisions tend to be colonials.
Yeah,
And
modern.
then, so bless you. So it is interesting because of course, I suppose that's how you end up changing character.
Mm.
And there are people who like split levels but they don't build them anymore,
Yeah,
it's a
definitely.
fad that came in and it's gone.
Quite a fad.
Right, and each town is different, like when you're looking at real estate. Like Framingham's huge for splits, huge, but other town, a certain town like Westboro, no, Colonial is more Westboro State.
Yeah.
So, and that then is the buyer decides what town they wanna live in because of those things too, not just school, so. But I think having what you're doing, Mark, is good, I think even having a little blurb of, showing stone walls and showing the value of it. Where you can't make these anymore, this is how people denoted their, and this is my land. I got a stone wall here, took a bunch of my little kids to raise those blocks, what I mean? But it's a kind of a shame because you go through Berlin and you have beautiful scenic roads. Where they are building mansions, but they're still back, not on the road.
But even the little condo, the eco village, have you ever been to that? It looked horrible when they first built it, and then all the trees grew, it's really nice.
Yeah.
I know, of course, I worked in a few different communities, like, when we updated the subdivision regs in Millbury, one of the things that we required is that they couldn't clear cut. So around the houses, they had to identify trees that would be preserved. It's had mixed results, because of course, a lot of the times, if the builders don't want to preserve the tree, then they end up running their heavy equipment over the root systems, and then the tree dies, and then they come to me and they be like, look, the tree died. And now I'm gonna have to cut it down, so.
That happened, all the trees that they left died over,
wow.
when it sat inactive for 10 years. They all died, they flew over in the microbursts. It's weird, I mean, it's
Yeah.
only so much, but that's why the overlay does require replantings, but. And, viewscapes, scenic vistas, that's the other one.
In our bylaw for the planning board rules and regs, you have to measure every tree over, but it's been waived every single time, and I was gonna ask you
4
that.
inches.
Is that
Even
something
limbs on
we
trees
should
more than
do?
4 inches.
Well, you know, I think. We have to look at those things that are always waived.
Yeah,
And if they're always waived, then why are we doing it? But maybe there's something else that folks would feel more comfortable with and then never waive it. Or, you know, only for exceptional circumstances. So, like, I think, another thing that they did in Millbury is they had requirements for bikeways. For subdivisions of certain sizes. And, you know, Groton had all sorts of scenic provisions in their subdivision regs. So, you know, those are things that we can look at. You know, one thing that I would like to see more is rain gardens. Because those grassy swimming pools, the detention basins, you know, most people don't like having those in their backyard. They're a safety hazard and they look terrible.
right,
And so, you know, that's something that we could get away from. And we can require things in the subdivision regs that will enable us to move from detention basins into other means of doing stormwater mitigation. So I think we can accomplish that without going to a bylaw through our subdivision regs. And that would be, like I said, those don't go to town meeting. Those are something that.
Yeah, and when we, does design review look at subdivisions, we do.
No,
no, just multifamily, like duplex.
But we do.
So that's
have
what I mean.
duplex developments, unless there's a stopping, we really, when you think about it, most of the stuff has been duplex. And actual subdivisions, if you look at, you know, going back to some of the areas.
What's the one off?
yeah, I think there are like 540B developments and all of those are multi-family duplexes.
What?
What was the subdivision that's off of Wall Street right along the highway? I drove down that.
Oh, yeah.
That's an
Yeah.
incredible street.
Yeah, it parallels
Where Mark
90, you
Donohue
know,
lives.
the driveway.
Starts
But
with
it's
a
on the
W.
Dominion
Woodson.
side.
Yeah, the subdivision
that
regs
loop.
specify like the intervals of street trees. So
Yeah.
so what we could do is if they're gonna be small flowering trees, then there should be more of them and they should be
Yeah.
closer together. If they're like giant maples, then they're spread further apart. And the planning board approves those,
Yeah, and
like the
I
species.
say whatever they did with that, they did it right. I mean,
That's probably one of the older.
They actually, that developer, I think, never finished the road and the DPW had to.
What is the name of the?
Woodstone,
Woodstone
Oh, okay.
and.
Mark Donohue lives on that street. Might be why he got it.
Yeah, I just happened to, I put the convertible on the road this weekend and happened to drive down that street with all the bees and blooms.
I thought it was the department thing, yeah, it was parallel to 90, that one, 290.
I always
There's a
like
hill for.
seeing a subdivision that's like on a nerve drive, and there's subdivisions.
I
like
know,
built 50 years ago, cause I wanna see how they.
Yeah, the trees, trees going.
And it's also fun to see how the houses change, because people
Oh, yeah.
put additions on, they change the side,
Speak before that.
they change the landscaping.
I've already, I
They-
was supposed to take fucking minutes on this, so
On
sorry.
the south side of Tudor.
And this is only if we can help, you know.
Oh, Castle Road.
Yes, yeah, I'm thinking Castle.
Well, you know, like I said, I'd be happy to provide the chapter to you folks, and then you can look it over and see what you think. And because I think that's where the greatest power lies, is with the subdivisions in the rural areas. And we do have an open space community bylaw that's never been used, that we talked about updating. But that's also for some of the more rural areas. So it's only in RA and RB.
You know what it means?
Okay,
All right, the other thing I want to be sure in subdivisions that we keep on Cape Cod berms.
You like the Cape Cod berms?
Yep. Every time we do a bit of the 2 minutes berm, it gets beaten up after. Never.
I don't know what most of the words mean.
So you're talking about more of the loaf versus the
Yeah, the-
flat,
Where it comes up.
Yeah.
Because, and here's a good example is, Stratton Way.
Mhm.
When Stratton Way was put, they had those, and they had nice cement sidewalks going up, and they looked like that wonderfully for you.
I think you're talking about granite.
Oh, granite, okay.
Was it vertical granite are you talking about?
I don't remember if this was vertical or came at an angle, but
Oh, sloped green.
Slope
yeah, slope. So,
But it's
whatever
granite,
reason-
not Cape Cod burn, right? Not bitumen.
So
Not
the
bituminous.
bituminous is like, the Cape Cod berm is like, it's bituminous, but
Okay,
it's
yeah.
more of an, like, M.
okay, yeah,
Configuration versus like a loaf of bread, which
Right.
is the worst.
Yeah.
I mean, that, the plows just peel it away.
yeah. Okay,
Um,
I take that back, I don't mean Cape Cod. I mean the granite, because as I say, Stratton Way was a beautiful development.
Yeah.
And when they went to resurface the road, they decided to remove the granite.
Yeah.
And now the bituminous that's there and the bituminous sidewalk, they're all falling apart after only 2 years.
I know that argument because Scott and I have had that discussion. My argument is granite curb lasts forever.
Right.
So you can, it can last 80 years, and then even if you're short of money, instead of replacing it, you could just, raise it up.
Yeah.
He likes the Cape Cod berm because it's cheaper.
Right,
Yeah,
And- but
what's
once
the
it's
Cape Cod
put in-
berm? Now that I know the subject,
yeah, okay,
Cape Cod berm is what?
The granite curb is what we have outside,
yeah.
right here on Route 20.
So I was thinking there's two types of granite, there's the square edge, and then there's the angle.
The slope.
The slope.
Okay.
So yeah, so I mean,
I like that.
yeah, either one of those for me.
Cause I
And
lost a lot of tires. Sharp granite.
Right, that's true,
The slope, my argument against the slope is it depends on the application.
right,
So I have had developers, the contractors don't do it right, and then the curb falls over. And then it's like laying down.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
so
so it's not big enough,
when we updated our regulations, we got rid of sloped.
and
So
just
you
kept
can
it
only do vertical,
yeah,
because
You
it's
know that
easier to.
There's a spot when you turn onto Whitney, there's a crosswalk, and then you've got the vertical curve that transitions to the crosswalk. I don't know how many times that's claimed, but I drive by cars all the time, flip that,
yeah.
my wife did that.
So and then even though it's more expensive, it's part of the subdivision, it's not part of the DPW expenses. So it changed the look of the neighborhood, and now it's changing the look even more. Because it's lost its upscale,
Yeah.
and that's a shame.
I definitely think that if you're in like a more densely developed area, it should be granite. And
We allow.
and my preference is always concrete sidewalks for the same reason.
Right,
They last a lot longer. They look fancier.
You build drainage into concrete and.
yeah, and it's easier to fix,
Yeah.
you just have to take a section and you can fix it.
Yeah.
But I understand his viewpoint. Because if you are replacing, it's a lot more expensive. So instead of him being able to do 5 sidewalks, he might only be able to afford 1 sidewalk.
Well, that's it,
So
that's if you're.
that's
building-
his argument.
Yeah, but that's if you're building, I suppose, I mean, when it's a development that's already put in, when you're doing, they say, they put it up higher, because when the road gets replaced.
Yeah.
They leave it there because of the thickness of the road coming up.
Yeah.
So therefore, with the whole theory of road, everything, we have to get rid of them, but the files develop them, if they have a space on height. You maintain a couple of times for it goes through.
Like Yale Street, your Aspen Park,
Yeah,
it's really high.
really,
Yeah, and that was the conversation I had with Scott. I'm like, if it's in the downtown, it should be vertical granite
right,
with concrete.
Right.
It looks more typical of the downtown.
Right.
If you got the asphalt sidewalk and the Cape Cod berm, that's, in my opinion, more appropriate for a more rural area.
right, I totally agree. It's just in the case of having them, all of them, how far are you gonna go with that? And if it's already been put in place, like Allen Street should definitely have had the granite for 2 reasons. It was already granite for the bridge. And the trucking and busing and all that activity that goes on that street versus Gale, really, really deserved it. But now it's already, you know, they need replacement.
That's one driveway and then. And then you can see the plows flipped it already.
Yeah. So that's, I don't know if that's, you know, the standards of the developments, but that's.
I'll be freaking with that in our subdivision rules and rights. Do you think it makes sense to own like a bigger? Development or like, cause like we have a development in front of us now and it's 2 houses. So it's like you wouldn't have them do requirement probably.
Well, it's
Well,
also
it
on
depends.
Green Street, which is
Right.
on the scenic way, you know. For me, we had that discussion at the public hearing, they were asking for relief because right now it says vertical curve. So the planning board was discussing waiving that. But then they're also proposing to have the sidewalk abutting the curb. And my suggestion was, no, there needs to be a grass strip in the middle because then you're not providing separation for pedestrian walking in the sidewalk.
Right.
So you have to be safe too,
Right.
like they have to feel like they're not walking in the roadway.
Right.
Otherwise, what's the point?
Yeah, the sidewalk along the road is hardly any safer than walking along the road. Maybe because there's no bump.
Yeah, and it's true, and if you have, and certainly with granted, people are more careful.
Oh, I'd say, you guys, I mean, you're spoiled because you live in, I mean, there isn't a granite curb within, 4 miles of my house, 3 miles.
Well, I don't have it either, but I mean, they just have grass on them.
But if it's a big let's pretend that the golf course is coming up for development, you know, regardless of the zoning, if it's a big development, in my opinion, it should be concrete.
I agree, yeah. And I mean, if the 2 houses are $1 million houses, it should be concrete. Do you know what I mean? Because if you look at Ridge Road and you look at the 3 houses on Swan Lane or whatever it's called. You're almost $1.5 million house. With no land,
Yeah, it's not even this map.
and there's nothing, the other 2.
It's a common driveway, that's
What's the
why.
common drive? Is that why it doesn't?
So
have
it doesn't have sidewalks because it's a common driveway.
We're the one on Green Street, he's doing a subdivision. I don't know why for 2 houses. Oh, he
I'm
needed the
glad
frontage,
he is.
yeah.
I'm glad he is because it gives more control and there's better design requirements for subdivisions than there is for common driveway. Maybe we'll fix that in here.
And he said he needed to for the frontage.
And I suspect we'll see more subdivisions now that we have that lot regularity factor. Because they won't be able to comply otherwise.
Okay,
Okay, it's great talk.
well, there's the next one for, you might need,
The other next one is even shorter because it's definitely not design review related, but it's questions I have, so. This gets kicked around like at least 50 years, but creating the trail system so it all becomes a loop. We're down to having only 3 gaps. Once the big walk is done, then the aqueduct is done, those are the big ones.
also doing a Northborough Charm recently.
Yes. So, but what this involves now, the crossover is when you start talking about commons, what is it, common?
Drivers.
No, the streets, complete streets, where you can work in bike lanes to close the gaps. So I was just wondering if there was any way to tie that together.
It's a good idea, cause you've got, Walt is doing, isn't it, east-west?
Well, it'd be well, it's the bottom corner. We've got a street, we've got the closest trail ends, you know, and I expanded this to go outside the town lines. Cause you're only going a couple feet, this one's half a mile or a mile. But we're missing, if you were to put, and there's no room to do it, but if there was a trail that went along Davis Street, you would connect. To this, you'd connect this to this. So the other thing was to take B-Walt. That's their,
That's
well, it's up between what would go.
That's the Bigelow's land.
Well, it's a Bigelow, most of it's Bogart, well, a lot of it's Bogart, with it. It's facts,
yeah.
Robert, his brother. Who passed away maybe 5 years ago. And it's been in forestry protection that expires, I think, next month.
Oh.
So it's 200 acres of undeveloped land that they may or may not be extending. But I hope it stays forestry, but otherwise she's gonna have like a fun job and town's gonna live on the revenue, but.
Why would it be a mall or is it residential?
Well, the whole Northbrook Crossing was part of there.
Yeah.
First to get cut off, because it goes from here to West Main.
Oh, okay.
And that
It's,
also,
it's the whole side of Wood Hill, except for Shrewsbury DPW owns a lot here, and then you've got the big lot on the other side of it. Perfect place for a trail, because it's forestry, but I don't know if anybody's ever talked to them about it, but that would also connect Walt to.
The Bigelow's land is for sale.
Oh,
So
really?
I have had inquiries about that, nothing's panned out. But there may be an opportunity there if the development comes in.
Yeah, it's just. But I mean, I follow these things and I was thinking about buying a bike and doing the loop, it's 30 miles.
Is all the other ones bikeable?
You get really into the rural area here, there's one piece of land here, that's the guy's name, I can't pronounce it.
Good here it is.
But he's got no trespassing signs every 5 feet along the road, so he definitely does not want a trail there. But it's so close, and the road bypass on it, it's huge, it's
What street is this?
that's Green Street. It's right where the meadow is, you're going around the corner of the river, across the Southern Brook, right there. And it is going, you'll see it by all the no trespassing signs.
This house is for sale too, so someone else.
No, well, that would be, but I say to get a road bypass, it's huge. I mean, it's all the way down Smith Road, all the way down Green Street. And some bad corners in there where you wouldn't want to put a bike lane. And I don't know what we could do to motivate him to make it the next bike. I mean, it is in the trust right now, I think. Gina,
Yeah, here's a year old, I mean, nice.
really? Are you friends with him?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's-
part of,
Then the Green Street one is they just, Sudbury Valley Park picked up a couple more areas of the land that is under a trust now. So this trail could connect to that road I was talking about. And it's plenty wide enough for a bike lane where you don't even need a bike lane, you just ride your bike down it. And that, then you have Church Street is also plenty wide enough.
This would be good to
Is
bring
there-
to open space too.
Is there already a bike lane on Church Street? No, there is on West Main.
I don't think so. I don't remember seeing it, I don't see anything painted on Church Street.
There's the other one here on Green Street connecting. I'm just trying to figure the easiest way to connect the gaps. Green Street has got a nasty corner right here that you really wouldn't wanna. I mean, I see bikes on there all the time,
Right.
but it scare the hell out of me because it's like a blind corner.
I think that's what our subdivision is.
That could be, because, yeah, it's,
Oh, and the neighbors were saying,
Yeah, yeah.
well, I mean,
it's,
even if they
it's that
straighten out
real
the curve.
funky road that goes up here, so the intersection is right over by where our three lots are.
When we could work that in though, something.
Well, I tell you, it would be a good draw. We're always looking for something in Northford to bring people to get your farms, but because we have so many trails. And I know when I go to Milford, they've got it cut through Milford and Hopkinton and Holliston. It's great. I mean, it's a great loop. It's not all paved, it's, dirt, gravel in some areas. And that would certainly bring in more people like they did with Hudson. The bike trail brought a lot of that
Yeah.
economic development in through the.
Westboro has a charm bracelet and they've got more gaps in it than we have.
Yeah.
We just gotta call it that and name our charms too. There's Mount Pisgah's one, you've got. Chauncey, no, that's Little Chauncey. What's that?
you can bike right now on the aqueduct, but it's just not a.
Right, that's the thing. I mean, what is it, grant money requires ADA or something like that? I mean, why was
Well,
that?
the MWRA won't allow it to be like paved or even stone dust, even though in the
Right,
bylaw,
right, that's
it
what
says
ADA
to use
It's
stone dust.
ADA, I mean, of course, this one shows the aqueduct bridge opened up too, and I know that's a major thing. But tying all these projects together where it becomes part of Complete Streets, it becomes part of, the trail committee, master plan, we might want to grab this and do it, because it is economic development, so.
Yeah.
But you would need an e-bike, I don't think it's long.
Yeah, and then,
52 miles.
and that's where
You
you
can
know,
do that in a couple of days.
Yeah.
You can camp somewhere over in West.
Well, I said, I used to go on biking trips like that, we did that in a day easy. That was 30 years ago.
So Vermont, they have like breweries on
That's
it.
exactly.
well, that's it, there's like, see, that's it, you get the little pop-ups.
Yeah.
So you can admire ice cream.
Right.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
That's why
Holliston has
is
ice
Smith Road not Scenic Road, because that's.
Yeah, there's something in Hollis, Hopkinton that I've stayed, it had honey and you could get honey candles and it was really, it's a cute little shop.
So I don't know how we could bring this further.
Yeah, it is there, I thought it was worth a discussion, because
Yeah,
I was bored and I made maps, so.
You know, do you wanna leave this with me?
Yeah.
And then
I can send to the file.
That's the opportunities to them. Like I said, planners work in decades, not months or years.
but it's good to know and have the vision, so
Well,
like,
I'd say this is.
I don't know if there's anything this subdivision we have right now could do, because he's,
The lots are so small.
yeah.
Well, there's only, I mean, it's the blind corner of Reed that is scary, I mean, they say those roads are so rural, you don't even need the trail on them, I mean. We could just map them out, but that one blind corner is scary. And it's the size of the road, yeah, it's because it's from stone wall, I mean, see the stone wall on it too, but I don't know what you can do.
Well, if I like
Well,
the
thank
forward
you for
thinking of
bringing
that.
it forward.
And there's no way to make my e-bike right off, I looked.
I should listen to the idea when you're on an e-bike.
So, no,
You still look at the visual,
There's
scenic.
two types, there's one you have to pedal, and it's a pedal assist, I think they call it. And then there's the one where you can just put your feet on. So you gotta be pedal.
You gotta be
That's the rule.
careful, man.
That is the rule on most trails, state trails and stuff like that, you can have the bike as long as it's a pedal assist. It's the law, all of New York, they do not send that, it's just only.
Along. Okay, well, thank you for all that. That was great.
A lot of work.
Next on the agenda, we have the minutes.
Okay.
Minutes from January 29th, 2026,
It's one.
and there were some changes. Does anyone have any additional amendments? For the minutes?
Yeah, I sent out just a tweak, let me see, it was January. And right before old business, new business,
Yeah,
I just clarified that. You folks felt as if the shared use lane was most appropriate, but your recommendation was that Quentin speaks with the Lorraine DPW. That was ultimately what was on the memo. I just added the detail,
Yeah, did we,
where you were leaning.
is this about the sidewalk or?
yeah,
So I remember that I was good with either. Path or nothing. And then I followed up and I sent a map, because I didn't know at the time whether there was space to allow it. And I followed up with some aerial views of that.
yeah, and now Quentin's passed already.
Yeah.
He doesn't have any.
Well, I say, I mean, if it was a path, it could be included the other path, you know. It's only 500 feet out of what? 50.
Oh, path going to the aqueduct,
Well, yeah.
you'd have to ask Scott, cause I think
Well,
Scott Shepard was the one who.
Yeah, no, I don't know, it was just. That time, that got me going on the town breaks of loop, because I was
Right.
saying, what's the master plan, where they're gonna do complete streets and all, and it's
So we
just.
should figure that out.
Just so that we know what the, even have a map like that where we can see what's going on. So we don't end up fighting amongst ourselves in front of a climate that.
Well,
That'd be good.
it's interesting, page 3, and part of the idea of minutes is so that you see what you got done, and lots of times we talk about stuff and then we don't really go back into descriptive of what we're gonna, how did that play out? Cause this is a January minutes, and now we're in April almost. April, no, May, we're in May. Right, May, and then I've got my name a couple of times and I raised concerns about the ongoing mobile station vehicles covered with tarps. That hasn't changed, and this is May. So that's 5 months. The next one was that requested a memo to be sent to the fire station committee regarding the sign conformity, and you've taken care of that. Did that get sent to them?
So you guys have voted to have a letter sent to the select board, and I have not done that yet. So I sent to Amy's way yesterday. Amy, did you happen to see that email?
I did, but I haven't
That's fine.
decided, but but now, should it go to the select board or the fire station?
I would think it would go to both, but I believe it was already written,
It is written.
so it's.
I'll send it to you to make sure.
Yeah, for some reason I thought I didn't have the final version with the amendments. So I just sent it to Amy, the version I did have, and I said, if this is good to go, then I would send it.
Do you wanna
Yeah.
check it, make sure it's a final? I think it is, but
Yeah,
I'll
I'll
send it to
send
you
it-
just to make sure.
okay,
I'll send it to you.
okay, so I mean, that's what I love about having these, well, you're doing a great job with these.
Oh,
Because in the past, I've seen a discussion ensued. That's it,
Mhm.
like, do you remember what the discussion was? No. So it's like, why did we do that? So those would be the two follow-ups I have there. Yep, and we'll have to, we can do that this weekend.
Well, remember that Bob. We have no jurisdiction over what happens over at the mobile station. So if you have a question, you should talk directly to Bob about that.
Well, it's hard to get a hold of Bob. I
No, we've seen how
sent
that
something
goes.
yesterday about the balloon man and the flag banners.
Oh, do we have-
That we have. And it's very,
It's right near our house, you'll take.
yeah, it's very like, right, and it's right on the road.
I would've
You don't
pitched
even
it
talk
back.
it. And I was driving by and I went, wow, what is that? Is a car dealership just gone up here? And so I took a couple pictures, I did send it in, and I did send a letter. But my response was, yeah, out of the office until the 18th.
Yeah, he's at a conference today and tomorrow.
But see, that's the hard thing, if we have a main funnel, then we can do it, because again, signage and it's.
Well, the challenge,
Make it
the
up.
challenge is he has to kind of pick his battles, cause I know he's super busy. So that's a comment that he
I
makes
love
to me, when he's saying, well. I can expect to ensure that this home is being constructed properly and according to code. Or I can spend my time chasing signs, what is the priority, life and safety, oh boy.
It's all.
It's not like a little sign, it looks like somebody went in with a magic marker, right, that like doctored the picture.
It moves,
but
It's
It's a scene out of Breaking Bad or something.
So maybe there's an assistant that could do it, like, even if it's to send them a letter. Do you know what I mean? If you got a picture of something, it's pretty obvious, you can have somebody in the office send a letter. And that would kind of take care of some of that, take the, weight off of him a little bit, but not let it go, because the longer it goes, then Calricio will
Yes.
have a little guy doing this, and as you go, oh, the pizza house will have the guy.
You're right, just saying.
And
It
that's
is funny. Can't stop
Like
laughing.
she was telling me, present
That's
something,
like.
when he follows.
Yeah, it's called, I wrote it down because I put it was a safety issue. It's oh God,
Scares you.
it's a balloon man. Hold on.
The Balloon Man bylaw. You can present that.
Oh, speaking of which, we have our meeting with the donation bin woman with concerns for nonprofit tomorrow.
That's good. Unfortunately, her business isn't in this town,
I know.
which kind of makes
Yeah,
it a little bit
it's-
concerning because the business in this town is for profit. So it's like, why?
Well, not
Did we use
school,
it?
so.
Well,
No, he's still for profit at the school.
Oh,
It's the
okay.
same guy. So that's the difference, is that we gave the allowance of being at the school so they could make a little pittance, but that's what's happening in the town, not, people that, cause her company, I don't know who it is, but you'd have to buy the unit, you'd have to paint it, you'd have to load it and stuff. If you're a nonprofit and you're not making money, you can't do that. You don't have money to make that stuff. So usually you defer to the fellow who lives on, Railroad Drive. He's buying up all these different companies, and he's still for profit. So I think the problem is we kind of got sideswiped on the floor. not realizing what she was saying, because it was like, wow, somebody came forward with their little girl in their hands, which was Dora. It was kind of like, what? And people didn't know to ask those questions.
Well, I did say, I mean, you can only do nonprofit, so the for-profit wouldn't be allowed.
But he's kicking back money to the schools, so it is kind of nonprofit and for profit.
Well, the guy kicking the money back is making profit. He's only giving them
So
loans.
how do you draw that in, because it is helping the
It's gonna
schools.
be tricky.
Yeah.
So that's where it comes into play, because it was more for the person who had the business. It wasn't to give a demerit to the people who are using it to make money. For the schools and for the people who need the loan. So I think that was probably, again, there was so much confusion going on as to what the whole thing was about. That it's good to have all that information, it would be, and she does, I believe she's on Health and Human Services. I think she's involved, because people that I know
I
talk
had
to me
never
about,
seen her.
yeah, she does a nice job.
Well, we'll find out what she says tomorrow.
All right, do we have a motion to approve the January 29th, 2026 minutes as amended?
So
Second, no,
Yep, you're a second.
oh, just second.
So we just have to raise our hands because we're all here. Okay. I just get confusing. Do I have a motion to approve, well, does anybody have any extra changes to the February minutes? February 26th.
These are like the longest minutes ever, right?
no, they're great, thank you, it's like actually something to read.
It's a debate since I've been on the board 12 years ago. People, some like them long, some people like them short.
Well, it's, if you have to research and go back and find out when something was decided, again,
It helps me for.
Conversation is good.
But now you can just plug it into AI and it reads the transcripts and just tells you what meeting it was.
But it's not always accurate.
Oh, no, you don't want it to summarize, I mean, but if you're looking for something, then click the link, it's.
That's if you can get to.
Not, we don't all know how to do that yet.
I've heard
It doesn't
we're
work.
missing
all the time
minutes.
either.
Amy,
yeah,
You didn't have any amendments to the February decision? I didn't receive any, so these are just as is.
Yeah, I don't know, I'll look.
Sure.
Do you guys mind if I?
Nope, we're all set.
Okay.
There's
You don't like me on that conversation?
a lot to do.
Today is my day to catch up on a bunch of stuff that I've fallen behind on. So
Town meeting takes a lot of time.
we're working remotely next week. So I'm trying to get the work done that requires me to bring a lot of paperwork home. So I don't have to.
Yeah, well, good, have that,
I did have some, Abby, I don't know if I sent them to you.
I don't think I received them, but definitely send them.
Yeah, they're really minor. I can even say it out loud and then I'll send it to you.
Okay.
So the first sentence, it says correction needs to be made. Oh, I already did that. Oh, no, for the January 15th, 2026 minutes, Chair Pretsky noted date correction to be made from 25 to 26.
Yeah, wait, I have that. You're talking about, I have the amendment for January.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
but
referring to-
in our February, we were discussing the January,
Okay,
and so it's just swapped.
Oh,
So it just says from 26 to 25, but it should
Oh.
say 25 to 26 in the minutes.
yeah,
That's,
well, we can do that as amendments as noted. We can pass this for the ones that you're going to do.
yeah, and then the second sentence, it's instead of entire, I wrote the sentence. Oh, I do have a couple, but they're not, discussions for a 20 barefoot road application, just so we knew which street it was. They're very minor. Those are the only changes I had. Oh,
So there are 3 different changes, right?
yep,
So you wanna just say them clearly so that we can,
okay. So the first change is on the first sentence, Chair Bretsky. In the second line, the very last, it should say from. Instead of saying 26 to 25, it should say 25 to 26.
Okay.
That's pretty easy.
Yeah, and then in the second paragraph, second sentence. I don't know why I changed this, I knew it so long ago. It says she recommended deleting, instead of an entire sentence, I wrote the sentence. I don't even know if that matters.
Can you, what say this,
So,
where that
said-
sentence was?
Ms. Maselli presented several editorial changes to the January 15th minutes. On page 2, she recommended deleting an entire sentence about the committee discussing the balance, blah, blah, blah. And I said the sentence. I guess it doesn't even matter. I don't know why I did that.
I mean, I can still make that change.
Okay.
And then on the second page, third paragraph. It says Ms. Maselli requested clarification on page 2 regarding tree placement discussions. And I said for the 20 barefoot road application, just so we knew what we were discussing. And that's it, that's all I had for changes. And I can just email them to you.
Yeah. I wrote them down.
Oh, okay, if you wrote them down, I can use it. Yeah,
So it says for the 20 barefoot road discussion.
application. Just because when I read it, I was like. Or just 'cause-
Did you have anything more? Or then I would, I would move to accept the minutes in February 26th with the following 3 amendments. First sentence, after approval of meeting minutes. First paragraph, second sentence, last 2 dates, change 26 to 2025 and 2025 to 2026. Second, in the second paragraph, second sentence. Saying recommended deleting an entire sentence to the sentence. And third would be on page 2, paragraph 3, first sentence. After placement discussions. Comma for the 20 barefoot road. Application.
Second. We can always add hands if we agree. All right, does anybody have anything else to add?
Just gonna ask something.
If-
I guess we covered new business with my stuff, so.
Yes.
Definitely. Give me a minute,
All right, we'll
give
give you
me a
that.
moment.
And then I have a couple changes, so these guidelines I'm just gonna give down there.
Oh, goodness. We should have this.
Try to get Dave to send that sketch in this week,
Yes, we're gonna have to put a deadline on that because I think that's what
right, because they're moving forward.
they wanna put another. Schematic out to us. Um. Well, I guess it'll have to be a next business. I can write it down. Thank you for bearing with people.
Okay, do we have a motion to close the meeting?
Are you gonna, no, do you wanna say what you're gonna do with this, or we all done?
Yeah, I was gonna go
You
to,
don't have to read it.
I don't think I have to read it all.
Then that might.
Yeah, They're just things I caught in the minutes that we did change,
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
and then
They've already been discussed,
they've already been discussed and approved.
and this is just because we didn't. A file got lost and we're just restoring it.
Oh,
Right.
that would be, okay, I guess what we have to do is then we are gonna get Abby confirmation on the letter to send out.
Yep,
To
do that.
to both the fire and the municipal.
What's next with the guidelines? Do we have to, are we gonna have like an official publication date of it or?
I think this
It
is
just
being made
gets
in.
posted?
I think,
Well, I don't know, when somebody comes in with an application now, they still getting the old guidelines or? When do we start getting the new?
I think at the next one, do we have to approve these guidelines? Do you guys wanna do it next time, or do you wanna?
Well,
do it
I'd
once I
say
make these
I'd like to
changes?
make it official because, I mean, the committee does kind of have a. Questionable, I don't know, I don't wanna say that, but it would improve the,
We just need to get it done.
Yeah.
yeah,
just need to get-
we need to get them out there, cause we've made major improvements. the checklist really should help anybody filing an application. And say it would really help our reputation to get it out there, so say we've done something.
You guys okay with just approving them and with my changes?
Well, no, I think I need to see, cause I keep saying I'm gonna sit with Abby and I just don't get over there.
Yeah, we gotta just get it,
I have to do
because it's been 95% done for, what, 6 months, a
Well,
year, something like that.
From years ago, we started with a
But
woman.
really, I mean, we do have to
Can we
think
approve
about the
like,
next version of it too. I mean, it'll probably take a year or two to get
So
done.
what do you want then? What do
can we
you,
just approve the wording, but you're gonna work on formatting, right?
right, I'm more formatting.
Formatting and pictures, so if someone does come in, they could get it, even in the wrong format.
Yeah, we could put an addition on it, but, yeah. I would approve what changes have been made.
Yeah.
But finalization, I guess, I'm not approving. I would say that would have to be what it was really finalized.
So I'd say I would like to get it finalized, just so.
Right?
I just saying, so we can start
Yeah, I-
working on the next one, keep, make running changes, once a year, twice a year, once every 2 years.
and now I won't be doing it.
Well, that's why we gotta get done, cause if
That's right.
everybody
Right.
quits, we'll have it done. So I say, we can approve it to go out to the next applicants that come in with the minor changes. Their odds are very low, someone's coming in.
Right, I say, it doesn't happen that somebody comes in very often, right, so,
Well, I
but.
mean, I'd like to at least have a couple weeks.
No, we know, three large pieces of property are coming up on
Right.
a couple of years, so.
But they won't be able to solve these if we don't approve them.
Well, I understand that, but if we haven't got what we wanted, totally.
Yeah, but I would say minor,
Right, minor changes can still be made.
right, I mean, I'm talking the next version might have different sections based on the subdivision updates or, well, the checklist anyway.
If you guys approve what you have right now, that doesn't mean it has to be done. Like being reformatted, all I would do is put a link on the website, really, like it's not getting printed out.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, it's not,
so that's what I was saying,
Okay.
get approval for what you've done, and then, but not the final, there's not the final draft. Make that specific.
Well, what changes do we have planned?
Pictures, we've been talking about different pictures, we've been talking about the format, that's the plan.
This is the, this is all basically typeset.
No, well, it's not, the typeset's some of my question.
But these are minor final revisions. Right? I mean,
Can't we approve it so she can put it on the website, so if someone comes forward, they can use it, but by, by the end of by our next meeting, we should have formatting and pictures, just so we can be done. And it's gonna have to be planning board.
Planning board has.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know, like, when they did the design review guidelines in 2012, I don't know if the planning board approved them. But Lori wants them to,
yeah, well, you
to
can put
at
that
least-
as an agenda item on the next planning board meeting to discuss whether you need to approve these or not. 'Cause
it would say in the bylaw. We'd have to read the bylaw who approves them. I think it says that the design review writes them and updates them from time to time. And that's why, I mean, we can update them from time to time, so I think we should approve what we've done so far, so that any applicant coming forth doesn't use the old guidelines. Cause we've gotten so much.
Well, I mean, I'm approving
Well,
all
I'll
of
get
the work,
checklists is the big
the
thing.
checklist,
We approved the
everything that we
checklist,
put on
yeah.
for that, I agree, those are all approved for me. So anything in the back, there's gonna have to do with format or anything else like that. The format is the body of the,
So can we just have a date, right? We don't have a vision date, right? So,
They wrote July 2012,
yeah,
and then
we can just say as of and then the date it's printed and make running changes. I mean, if
26.
it's only going to be photographs, anything outliers and stuff like that.
well, it's still, It's not just, it's important as visual, because that's what I'm trained to do. But if it's gonna make this easier, so we can all then put our little fingers up to say goodbye.
Cause we're gonna
Bye.
update the downtown picture pretty soon too.
I just think we have to eventually get it done.
Yeah, it's no question about that, we've all been.
Can we give the deadline for our next meeting definite? I'm gonna give Dave a week on this sketch.
It's gonna be good. All right, give him the deadline, good luck.
Alright, and I'll give you the deadline?
Yeah, mine's not gonna be next week, though.
No, by the next meeting in June.
I thought we got
When did you-
agents.
Yeah.
Are you going out, are you going away?
I'll be away on the 18th in June.
I think you know that, you know.
Okay.
Do you know when you guys are meeting?
We always meet on the fourth Thursday of the month, right?
The
And
second
9:30.
Thursday,
Oh, I was so close. Second Thursday,
the 11th.
the 11th.
I think we should meet because we'll make sure,
Do we have the ability to send out meeting invites or automatically get that into our calendar, we can manually add it to our calendar, but clicking the
I don't know how to do it, if you know how to do it.
CAI or like,
Can't believe you can't.
well, did you get one for this meeting? Cause I tried through Apple.
Well, let's end the meeting and we can decide on the date. Do I have a motion to?
Close the meeting? So moved.
Second.
Goodbye, everybody.
We could do